Body Spirit Does Fashion here today, and I'm going to show you how to turn your Warframes into one of the most beloved horror characters or monsters ever to grace the film industry. Let's get into the video. Video is going to feature my Hive, aka my Xenomorphs fashion. Now, I have spanned this across multiple Warframes, so I'll show you what I've done and which ones. And starting out, I'm going to show you the Nyx. Because if you've seen any Nyx, just about any Nyx user has turned them into a Xenomorph from the franchise Alien and Alien vs Predator. Starting out, you will need to use the Carnifex skin. Now, unfortunately, I do not think this skin is available on Switch, so this video may not be for you. For the animation set, I would use the Valkyr Agile. Moving on to the primary colours. Now, you're going to need the Kuva Lich Collection to really get these blacks and greys to fit a detailed Xenomorph skin, because you can't just go full black. That seems like a wasted opportunity. Next up, use this grey here. It gives the skin a bit more of a sheen. Followed by the tertiary, which is this one here from Fear. And for the accents, I just used this black from Fear as well, though you could probably use other blacks, it's up to you. For the energy, now you're looking at a monster that has like a yellowy green energy, blood really, so I would recommend using this combination of green once you have used a former. The energy, I wasn't really sure what to use, but there we go, I've used purple. For the attachments, I've got the Kuva Talon chest plate. Up to you what you really use for the chest plate. For the shoulders, I've used Apex to give it more spikes. For the legs, I went with Magor. Looking back on it now, there might have been better options. Like, for example, where's my favourite? There it is. Like, the Zyrax. I think the Zyrax looks good. For the auxiliary, not really any options for this at point. The ephemera, now you could probably use Spore for this. I don't... Anything else? Is there anything else? Toxin? No. Just remember to change the... just remember to change the energy colour from purple if you want it to be like a blue, because otherwise it's just going to move on. For the Cyandana, I would recommend the Polchronopsis Cyandana, which is of course obtained through Korra Deluxe, and then simply copy the colours from the main fashion. Now, that is my Nyx Xenomorph. Let's move on to the next member of my hive. Okay, next up, with the Taurus helmet and the Wendigo skin, this is of course Oberon, my version of the Xenomorph King. Now, it's not really a known Xenomorph member of the Hive, but from what I can tell, it exists in the comics, I think, as a canon in there, but not canon to the films. So moving on to for the colors, you want to go for this black. You can pretty much just copy what you had from the previous two if you copied them. And then this is the Fear, and then this to give it a bit more of a bluey sheen. For the accents, I used this black. It doesn't really change. Well, actually, no, I'll take it back. It does change a lot. For the energies, pretty much just color what you did from the previous ones. For the attachments, I used the Kuva Mivek chest plate, which is of course from the Kuva Lich bundle, which is about 820 plat if I recall correctly. The Oberon armor, because it looks pretty cool. On the legs, I used the Heartwood, which I'm pretty sure is from a Titania Deluxe bundle. For the ephemera, I used the Teen Brus ephemera, which is, of course, bought from... it's bought from Little Duck after you obtain a certain rank with the, Profit Taker progression. For the heirloom, I used the Rhino heirloom skin. Now, this isn't really necessary, but I just thought you could use a bit more horns to him. For the Cyandana, again, I used the Polchronopsis Cyandana. Now, I just want to make this clear that the last two fashions of my Xenomorphs were, in fact, a drone on Nyx and a Praetorian on Vault. Let's move on to the next member. Is Vault with the Fulgosaur skin by Volborn, I'm not sure how you say his name, but there we go, with the Valkyr Agile animation. For this, you can pretty much just use the same colour scheme that you used from the Nyx, or you can go a bit more different with it. But for the attachments, I just simply went with the Volt Armour because it looks really nice. The Mivek chest plate, which is of course from the Kuva Lich Collection bundle. For the legs, I used Magor, pretty much exactly the same as I did for Nyx. I haven't really had much of a time to experiment with this, but that's the general gist of my Vault. On the attachments, the Syandana, I would recommend the Merolina Syandana because it looks like a tail. Now, you could also use maybe Boltara. Boltara looks pretty good. As for the... or maybe Iliac. Iliac might be more your speed. But just keep in mind the tail is very, very thin, and I would recommend using the Pulchronopsis because of this, and it adds more spikes. And probably the most important, this is my version of the Xenomorph Queen. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any Signas in it at the moment that can really put anything up the back of the helmet, but I used Saren's Ion helmet with her Night Hunter skin. For the colours, you can pretty much just copy what you used from the last couple of sections if you watched them. The Tenocon Signa is completely up to you. Signa, chest plate, the chest plate from 2022. Tenocon, the halter arm guards on the shoulders because they look pretty cool. The Heartwood leg plates from the Titania Deluxe bundle that came out a while ago, not the metallic looking one. For the ephemera, you can't really see it because of the colors, but I used the Vengeful Toxin, and for the Signa I used the Pragmatica Signa. For the Syandana, I used the Pulchronopsis Syandana with the main colors just copied over from the main fashion. Anyway folks, that is my line of Xenomorph fashions. I know it's pretty much just a copy, but anyway, okey-dokes, that was the end of this video. I hope you liked the design I went for, because quite frankly I feel just painting it black, it's not really, it's an opportunity missed. So anyway, that was my Xenomorphs. See you in the next video.